What's going on, everyone? In this video, I'm going to share my journey of hitting 10K a month in the online space, and hopefully for those of you who are watching this video can realize that this is possible. So I initially started off as a secondary school teacher. I did that for about 3 years. Although I knew that this 9 to 5 world is not what I wanted, for me, I had to get a teaching job because in Australia, if you want to get a permanent residency, you need to pick a job that's lacking in the market, and teaching is a job that I chose. So I did that and I got my permanent residency. As soon as I got my visa sorted though, I started doing business. So during those 3 years, some of the businesses that I tried was drop shipping, e-commerce, and email agency. So I did the teaching itself, like working as a secondary school teacher at a secondary school for a year and a half. And then I actually did my own math tutoring school as well for another year and a half. And like during this second year and a half, that's when I really started to give it a go at the online business. Initially, I started math tutoring business, right? So this one, I tried to sell courses online. Like I used at that time, I remember there was like a platform like Udemy and some of the other platform where you could post your educational courses. Little that I knew, I thought it was gonna convert. It turns out to be that you need to do a lot of work for the marketing and the funnel building, right? So that didn't go well. And comparing to Korea, which is the country that I'm from, Australia, like the online education space is not as big. And yeah, that's when I realized, okay, I gotta learn from someone who's, basically been there and done that, right? So that's why I stopped doing that route. During this time, I was still doing math tutoring business. I had at one point like 50 different clients a week, so doing 50 hours of tutoring sessions. And I knew that by trading time with money, I wasn't gonna get to where I want to be, right? Which is the financial freedom. And so I did dropshipping and e-commerce. Of course, I paid for the mentorship, quite significant amount of money. And with the e-com as well, like I did like a proper branding route where I actually placed an order from China and basically, doing everything from the scratch, like website building, influencer commerce, finding the 3PL, copywriting, web design, media buying, and all that. And unfortunately, didn't go well, but there were a ton of things that I learned. And then finally, the business model that I tried was email agency, which didn't turn out as I expected. This one, of course, I've invested in a mentor, and that's how I started this journey as well. But each time when I failed, this is what I can say. Like every single time when I fail, I learned something new, right? For example, with the math tutoring business, I've had a ton of chances to practice communicating with students and the parents. So I developed a communication skill. With e-com as well, at that time, I had no idea about like finding the demand and really trying to understand what the consumers want. So my item was actually like a gym bag. It was a customizable gym bag where you could attach your patches so that, if you're, let's say, a football fan and if you're going for Arsenal, you could get their logo and you can put it on the bag. But once again, I didn't know that it wasn't a product that was wanted by the public. So that was another lesson that I learned from failing e-com business. Email agency, I learned tons about the copywriting, and although it didn't go well, I started to understand I started to develop a better understanding of the human psychology and how to really grab people's attention, right? The reason that I say this is I'm going to explain I'm gonna showcase the sales journey that I ultimately joined, and that's how I made 10K a month. But the reason why I really emphasize this failure is because it teaches you a lesson, and it's gonna allow you to grow. And as long as you don't fail, the win is coming. That's the key, right? Because nowadays, if you go to Instagram, everyone is posting their highlight of their life. Yeah. But who knows, you, the one that you're watching this video, can actually be the person who's a millionaire like in 2 or 5 years. So it doesn't matter where you're at. As long as you have this goal of financial freedom, or traveling all over the world, whatever it might be, with this online business, you can do it. It's just that we all work at a different pace. We've all got like different deck of cards, like strengths and weaknesses, and so it just takes time. So after the email agency, like I didn't give up, and I had to really think about it, right? Because I failed 3 online businesses. The offline math tutoring business was going well, but I was getting exhausted because basically I was spending 50 hours a week helping students, and this wasn't just a normal tutoring business. Like I was actually helping kids who's got autism, ADHD, and I have a soft spot for them, and I genuinely want the best for them, but it's not an easy task because they don't basically get the social cues, right? So I had to really think about it, about my next move, and I knew that I was good at communicating. I knew that I enjoy speaking, and I came across high ticket sales. So like what I did in the past, I invested in a mentor once again. This guy is a well-known guy in the space. He's one of the legitimate coach that I speak highly of, and I invested in his mentorship. And there were many things that I learned, including the sales skills itself, but also networking and just being able to keep it consistent, all those mindset as well. And I don't regret a single bit. So that was last year, November. It was 8 months ago. So I started my high ticket sales journey 8 months ago. And the first couple of months, like anyone else, it was tough. Like I was learning tons of stuff like objection handling, discovery, looping, whatever you wanna like include in the sales. Like I was learning all that. It was a fun journey though. So I was observing the content for first few months, and then I landed on my first offer, which was a setting role. I personally enjoyed it because it allowed me to get a lot of reps in, talking with the real prospects. And now I'm on a B2B offer. I hit 10K a month. The goal is to hit 20K a month. Basically, offer is to help e-com businesses to enter and scale in the Korean market. But we basically help them at a much bigger scale. We're not like a normal wholesaler. We are a distributor, so to speak, in the Korean market who's got like celebrity connection, TV home shopping connection, retail connection, and whatnot. And I pretty much do all the closing, and I do a bit of a management as well. But yeah, this offer is going well, and that's how I got to 10K a month, right? Ultimately though, the goal for me this year is to hit 20K a month, to hit that 200K a year, making money online. And to do that, I am doing a variety of things. Although the offer is doing well, I'm constantly practicing. B2B and BZOP is slightly different, but I'm constantly practicing BZOP closing as well with the people who I met throughout the mentorship and the community. And I'm constantly doing networking to expand my network, because in this space, network is important, not only to learn from others, but also to be surrounded by the like-minded people, right? And offer itself, like I'm doing everything that I can to perform, doing more than what I'm supposed to do, and I have no doubt that I'm gonna get to 200K a year. So I'm excited to share my journey moving forward. Once I conquer the high ticket sales space, which will ultimately come, in my opinion, then the next step would be to start my own business where I could leverage the system or other people's resources or whatever it might be. But this year, I really want to focus on closing itself and master this skill of sales, communications, and persuasion. And I really look forward to document this journey of me making not only 20K a month, not only 200K a year, but also ultimately to become a millionaire. In fact, I actually have a tattoo on my arm. I'm not sure if you can see this one. But there's a certain figure that I want to hit, and I'm going to document every single moment of my journey. And I'm really excited to, motivate others and provide positive influence, because I believe that whatever you project to this world, you get it back, right? So that was my first video. I hope you guys all enjoy your day, and I will see you in the next video.